Hey guys, I'm Sofie Tabesh, and you're listening to Hanks Jr. on Hanks Corner. I'm so excited to be part of this podcast, and you get to hear a lot of fun facts about me that nobody's really ever heard before. So I hope you enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hank's Corner. You know who I am. I'm Hank Jr. I'm part of Hank Jr. Productions, where I'm documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and, of course, podcasting. And next up on my show, I'm very excited because we're going to go out to the West Coast. We're going to be talking with Sofie Tabesh. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thanks for coming on. I know you're a few hours different than me. Or let me phrase that. Are you out on the West Coast right now? Because I know artists are always traveling.
I am. I'm in my hometown right now in Marietta, California. So it's 4:30 over here.
4:30, yeah. So it's 7:30 here when we're recording this, and I'm winding down my evening. You still have a while to go, so I definitely appreciate you coming on. And it wasn't too long ago. I actually just got to make it out there in the California area back in August. I had some work to do in Anaheim, and I say work because it was very easy conferences going on over there. And of course, I took my family to Disneyland. Hadn't been there in a while, but while we were there, we took a little side trip down to Temecula and got to see some artists such as Presley Tennant and Franklin Wall while I was there. So I had a good trip. I don't know if you know them or friends with them, but they're definitely great artists.
Yeah, I follow Presley. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's definitely, really coming into her own. And she's always had a powerful voice for years, but I think now she's just starting to gain some traction out there and really starting to pick up a great following.
Definitely. She's going places.
Well, I hope you're going places too, Sofie, not just in California and maybe not just to my neck of the woods where Hank's Corner is located in the Tampa Bay area, but you're coming out with a lot of good music lately. For those who follow me know that I have a new Music Friday post, and we recently featured you on it with Day by Day. That's your most recent song, and I know this comes with a huge story behind it, and I'm definitely looking forward to you being able to tell it here on Hank's Corner.
Yeah. Day by Day, that was a crazy release. So I actually recorded that a year ago. So I've been holding on to this song for a while. It didn't feel right being one of the first songs I put out. So I put out a few songs before it, but this one just came out October 18th. So it's on all streaming platforms now. And this one I wrote, it was inspired by my journey with cancer. When I was 15, I was diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. But I am a month away from being 3 years in remission now.
That's awesome.
Thank you. So this one was really cool to release, and I really hope that it helps people maybe going through something similar, but it doesn't even have to be about cancer. The way this song was written, it could be about anything that you might be going through, any tough times. This song is meant to help you through it.
And I can't imagine, cancer, myself. And I'm sure that brought up a lot of, emotions and feelings for you. Some, maybe very negative, and some I got some hope and everything like that. Did you find that writing the song or writing music in general helps you emotionally deal with things? Is it kind of like an outlet for you to do that?
It really is. I mean, all of my songs are written about things that I've gone through in hopes to help people who are going through something similar, because, you might feel like you're by yourself and you're all alone in your situation, but there's people out there who are feeling the exact same things and are going through the same things. And so it really is. And I mean, writing with co-writers too, I mean, they know exactly what I'm going through. So then it just really helps writing with other people as well. It's like one little therapy session.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've always told artists on the show that, I'm a good kind of jealous when it comes to that because I can't play an instrument. And although I've done a lot of good writing, but it's not like songs and it's not like, storytelling. And so I kind of feel jealous when other people can do that. But then, that's the great thing is that you guys put that out there for us. And then, we get to live through it vicariously. And like you said, songs like this can help other people get through what they're going through. And it would be such an honor, if you would be willing to play that song here on Hank's Corner.
Yeah, of course. I have my guitar right here. She's all tuned up. Some days can be hard. Feels like your world's falling apart. Get back in that saddle. Keep riding through this battle. I know you can make it through. If anyone could, it's you. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. You won't fall, but you might stumble. Take it day by day, and you will win. Don't feel helpless, babe, when you wanna give in. You'll find light in this darkness. Push on through, stand tall, you got this. 'Cause every storm's at a rate. Take it day by day. You might feel like you're all alone, like you've got nowhere else to go. There's something you should know. I've worn this shade of hope and made it out on the other side. Just dig down deep inside and take it day by day, and you will win. Don't feel helpless, babe, when you wanna give in. You'll find light in this darkness. Push on through, stand tall, you got this. 'Cause every storm ends at a rate. Take it day by day. When the nights are clear and the clouds start rolling in, just know that I am here if you ever need a friend. And take it day by day, and you will win. Don't feel helpless, babe, when you wanna give in. You'll find light in this darkness. Push on through, stand tall, you got this. 'Cause every storm's at a rate. Take it day by day. Every storm's out of rain. Take it day by day. Day by day.
And that was Day by Day, Sophie's latest release out there. And like I said, it would have been such an honor, and you made it an honor here to be able to play that on Hank's Corner. One of the things that my tagline is, documenting life's moments. And in life, you have some good times and you have some harder times. And I'm just glad that you put out that song. That song actually is what attracted me to you. And not only that, I get to hear it live here. So thank you for doing that.
Of course. I'm so excited to be able to play it on your podcast.
And part of documenting life's moments is I get to take the second section to start finding out a little bit about your story, telling me about, the things you've done, the things you've experienced to make you who you are today. And, before I kick that off, though, I always like to do this new segment that I've been doing for a while called Two Truths and a Lie. And basically, it's where the artist will give me three statements. Two of them will be true, one of them will be a lie. And throughout the podcast, I mean, I may not, and I try to avoid asking questions that would directly give that answer away. But, maybe I'll ask some things that are similar and see by the end of the podcast if I can figure out. And those at home always like playing along to see if they can figure out. And it's always great when I hear them say, well, I do that one when I get it wrong. So that's pretty funny. But, if you would like to play, Sophie, I'd love to do it with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Give me three statements in any order.
Okay, so I have been preparing this all day because I feel like I'm very bad at coming up with things on the spot. So, my first thing is I ride horses. I broke my arm when I was 8. And I live with 3 dogs and 2 cats.
All right. So I need to figure out if you ride horses, you broke your arm at 8, and that you live with 3 dogs and 2 cats. Now, I kind of know what I'd kind of hope for. Well, sort of, because, I won't guess yet, but I would hope that you do ride horses because I love horses. So we're going to try to see if we can figure that out. I really hope that you didn't break your arm because I've broken a leg and that's pretty rough. So, but the other thing is, I'm kind of iffy too, because you said that you possibly live with 3 dogs and 2 cats. And I like the idea of the dogs. I am not a cat person. So, I don't know how to go on that one, if I hope that one's true or not, but, we'll kind of find out by the end of the podcast on what's true. So tell me a little bit about, how did you get to where you are? I know that you have some influences that are very amazing people that, a lot of people may not have, once had them as influences there for a while because they're, a little bit older. And then all of a sudden they're coming back and influencing the younger generation, which is great. So tell me about your influences and then kind of walk me through your story.
Yeah. So, I've always really looked up to Miranda Lambert. She's always been a number one. Like, she was big when she started, and she's still one of the top people up there in country music. And, another person that really inspires me is actually Cody Johnson. I don't know if you know his story a little bit, but, he had really hard struggles before he became one of the top male country artists. And his story is crazy. I don't know all the facts, so I don't want you to quote me on anything, but
well, it would be great if I could get him on the podcast and then he could tell me straight from, his point of view, but we'll have to wait on that one.
So, yeah. But the one person who got me into music actually was Taylor Swift. When I was little, I listened to her all the time. My sister would listen to her, but I was so little, I didn't know how to use like the iPads and the computers, and I didn't know her name, so I didn't know how to look her up. But when my sister looked her up and played her music, that's really what started it for me. I started singing her songs, and I actually never wanted to learn guitar, but my dad told me, if this is something you want to do, you have to learn guitar, because that's a big, important part of it. And so I saw one of my friends performing at a local venue here in Temecula. And I saw her perform, and I looked at my parents and I said, I want to do that. And they're like, okay, well, let's figure out how we can get you on that stage. And so I started taking lessons from her voice coach, which is now my voice coach. And I've been with her for almost 6 years now. And then she introduced me to my now manager, Kimberly Patterson, and it just all really jump-started from there. It was really Taylor Swift. She did it for me.
Yeah, and Taylor Swift has inspired so many people. I mean, there's a few out there that do that you can say that, they're one of the greats. And I know it's still kind of early to really say Taylor Swift is one of the greats. I mean, she is great. She will be one of the greats, when people look back, because these are the people that in one way or another have inspired people, to either take up, and follow into the music industry. Or, I mean, she does so much stuff outside of music that she's in control of it, and she's just an inspiration for women in many different ways. And then just in general, like, people get inspired by the music, and that's why she will be one of the greats that will go down in history as, I don't know if they'll give her a queen title or how it's going to go, but definitely. And I never got to actually meet Taylor. I've been to her concert, got to meet her mother, but never got to meet her. And of course, I don't think I can bring her onto this podcast at this level, but it would be great if I could and do that. But as far as you, as you get going, because obviously, like I said, we just talked about the Day by Day song. Do you find that you yourself have started to inspire people? Have you started to feel like you've become a role model to others? And how does that work for you?
I'd like to think I am. I think my following isn't quite at that point yet. But there are a few people, that they see me playing these gigs and they're like, wow, you are amazing. Thank you for writing a song about this. And then they tell me their experience and they're very similar. And I love hearing the stories, and I love that people love my music and that they can go listen to it and it can help them when they're having a hard time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know a lot of people say that that's the reason why they get into music, or that makes their days, the best days, when that happens. And, as a photographer and some of the stuff that I do in podcasting, I don't know if my work actually inspires people, but I would think that, if it does, that would be pretty cool. And I think it would mean a lot to do that. And I know you're on that track, and you say you don't have a big following yet, but you're going to get there. I know it. And, we're going to go ahead and play Never Knew. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more.
You said you don't want me anymore. You got your Ford all packed up, but I can't seem to walk back out that door. What did I do? Tell me, what did I do? I was falling harder than the rain. Now I'm just drowning in the pain. Standing in this cloud of dust, watching your taillights glow. You left me feeling so foolish. How could I not know? You're just a boy, doing what boys do, leaving a girl who never knew. It wasn't easy for us, technical, but thought we made it through. I could see it in your eyes. It was never something that you couldn't do. Now what do I do? Tell me, what can I do? Tears are rolling down my face. Nothing I do can make you stay. 'Cause now I'm in this cloud of dust, watching your taillights glow. Left me feeling so foolish. Before I was in this cloud of dust, watching your taillights glow. When everything was so perfect, I didn't even know. You're just a boy, doing what boys do. You're leaving a girl who never knew. Yeah, I'm the girl who never knew.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. here with my special guest, Sofie Tabesh, and you just heard Never Knew. And, you know, I do want to go back and talk to a little bit about, how you got through, with the cancer thing. Because I know it's, something big in your life. And, we talked a little bit about the songwriting. How easy or hard, or how did you manage with the songwriting to write about that stuff? Because I know a lot of people, maybe it comes natural to kind of write stuff down, but then they don't want to share it with anybody. They feel guarded about it. But as far as how did it come to write it down, and then how hard was it to take that leap and share it with the world?
I like to consider myself an open book. I'm like super open. If someone asks me any kind of question about my journey with cancer, I'll answer it. It doesn't matter what it is. My voice coach is actually the one that really pushed me to write about this situation, because she was like, you need to let it out. Like, you got a lot inside and you just have to write about it and let it out. And I think certain situations are easier to write about than others. And this one was a little harder for me because it's such a serious topic. I don't want to mess it up. And I actually wrote the song with Braden Counts, and he was a huge help. Writing this song, I started the verse and I started into the chorus. And then Braden came along and I was like, hey, you should help me on this song, this particular song. And he has some family and personal experiences with this kind of thing. And so I think it was a perfect mixed match for us to write this song together. And he really just came out. The lyrics just came out of him like it was nothing. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And so we kind of mixed and blended our lyrics together, and it just became one amazing song. And taking this song into the studio, because when you go into the studio, you kind of have an idea of what they're going to make out with the music, but a lot of the times you really don't. And when I heard what they came up with for this song, I was just amazed. And this song is really cool, and I'm really happy.
Do you find it, easier to write about your personal experiences, or do you find it easier to just, kind of put a story together that's not necessarily about your experiences, or you can do both equally?
I think writing about my personal experiences is a lot easier because the words come out of me. But I've tried writing just like making up little random stories, and it's hard. It is so hard for me. Even like when I'm writing with co-writers and they're like, oh, what do you want this song to be about? And I'm like, I don't know. It's hard because if it's not about something that I've gone through, I'm like, there's too many possibilities about what the direction the song could go. So I think writing personal experiences is so much easier for me.
How old were you when you wrote your first song that you can remember? And do you remember what it was about?
There's actually a video of me that my dad has privated on YouTube. I was, I think, 3 years old, and I was singing about why I didn't understand. I was like, why does he have to go to work and work for our family? And yeah, it's a really cute video. That's the first song I've ever come up with.
And you 3 years old. That is about as early as I've heard on the show that people say, 7, 12. I've never heard anybody come up with their own song at 3 years old.
Oh yeah, and there's video proof of it.
but it's private, you said, so we can't
It
go
is.
and search it out.
I'll get it from him and I'll have to post it on my YouTube because it's a pretty funny video.
That's awesome. And when did you really start to get more into writing, where it became like a regular thing for you?
I think I was about 13 or 14 when I started taking lessons from my voice coach. She does a songwriting camp where she has all of her students come in and you learn how to write, and you write in groups and you mash up songs together. And that's where I really started taking things seriously and writing my own songs.
Oh, that's awesome. I hate to, but actually I don't hate to. I really love to ask to see if you would be willing to play another song here on Hank's Corner, because, I know that you got the guitar there, so I'm going to try to pull another song out of you if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. So this next song that I'm going to be playing for you guys is called His Loss. This one is also out on all streaming platforms. I released this one back in April, so it's been kind of a while. But you can go check this one out. I think this one is pretty cool because in the bridge, in the instrumental, there's actually a voicemail that we put in there from a boy. So I think you can kind of tell what the song is about, his loss, and there's a voicemail in there, But I wrote this song because it's always his loss. Make it make sense, but it don't. How does he feel sitting there all alone when he could have had a girl who gave him the world and all her time? He's hurting, but he did it to himself. Now good luck trying to find somebody else. He'll just keep on searching. One thing's for certain, he must have been blind. It was his loss, yeah. More than he can handle. He took a gamble, bet it all on a late night scandal. Yeah, he didn't even count the cost. It was his loss. Now he's wishing he could turn back the clock, and he's begging for the pain to stop. She was one of a kind, he was so damn blind. Now he's kicking himself. It was his loss, yeah. Never getting back what he had. He was on top, a real man. Wouldn't let a good woman slip right through his hands. More than he could handle. He took a gamble, bet it all on a late night scandal. Yeah, he didn't even count the cost. It was his loss. It was his loss, yeah. Never getting back what he had. He was all tough, a real man. Wouldn't let a good woman slip right through his hands. More than he can handle. He took a gamble, bet it all on a late night scandal. Yeah, he didn't even count the cost. It was his loss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was his loss.
And that right there is why I'm glad I never dated somebody who was a songwriter, singer, because, I do not want to be on the receiving end of that. And, that was great that you got to play that for us here on Hank's Corner.
Yeah, no, I agree. Every person I've been with, I always tell them, hey, watch out, because if you do something wrong, I'm going to write a song about it.
You're going to go down in history one way or another, right? So the last part of Hank's Corner, we'd love to talk about some of the fun stuff, about you. And some of it still has to do with the music. Some of it just has to do with your personal life. And the holidays are upon us, and I love the holiday season for many reasons, including that a lot of the good food comes out during this time. And I've already started eating like the pecan pies and all that stuff, and I can't wait for the Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners. I eat a whole bunch about that. But tell me, do you like the holiday season? And if so, what about it is your favorite thing?
I am a December baby, so
Oh,
holidays is like my thing. Yeah. I was born December 2nd, so I love December. I kind of like pass over Thanksgiving, and I'm like, okay, as soon as Halloween ends, it's like Christmas. Like Thanksgiving is not a thing in my mind. I'm like right on to Christmas, and I just wait. I just wait until Christmas morning, spend time with family and family that you don't see very often. I mean, I'm the youngest in my family, so all of my siblings are all grown and moved out and have kids and husbands, and it's nice when everybody can get together because we don't get together very often.
yeah, that is one good thing about the holidays. If you can to get together, that's when families usually do that. Now, you said you're a December baby. Did you
Right.
feel cheated as far as presents because it was so close to Christmas?
No, I've never thought of it that way. If anything, I was like, ooh, double the presents.
You just got to make them last the whole year.
Yep.
And as far as food, because like I said, I love the food in the holidays, and I always have to talk about food on my podcast because I am a foodie. Do you have any favorite foods coming from the holiday season?
My favorite is my mom's homemade mashed potatoes for sure.
Mm.
My Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner plate, it's just mashed potatoes. Really, that's all it is.
Okay. And as far as Christmas carols, I know a lot of people start saying, well, when can we start singing Christmas carols? Some do it in November, some have to wait to Thanksgiving, and some say, look, you got to wait till at least December 1st before you do that. Do you have a favorite Christmas carol? And do you ever play that when you're up on stage during the season?
My favorite, it's always been my favorite since I was little, is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Mm.
I started gigging not too long ago, this past year, and we added my guitarist that sometimes plays with me. We added in some Christmas songs to our set list. So we played like as soon as Thanksgiving like was over, we added all the Christmas songs to our sets.
Oh,
People,
that's awesome.
yeah.
And I haven't gotten to see you other than here live, but not in person live. If somebody comes to one of your shows, what should they expect when they come?
Lots of country music.
All right.
Most of my sets are country music, and I always tell them when I'm there too. I say I add in some non-country music for the non-country music fans, but my
who
area is
who are they? I want to know who they are. The non-country music fans.
Oh, I know, right? They're
Yeah.
not allowed at my shows actually.
Do you have a favorite cover?
I always start my sets off with Jolene.
Mm,
Yep. That
got to
and
get.
everybody knows it. Everybody sings along to that one.
Yeah, it's definitely a catchy classic that most people know and
Mhm.
love to do that. And you said you just started gigging, so you may not have been to a lot of places yet. But given the opportunity, where I mean, obviously the Grand Ole Opry is the big one. But aside from stuff like that, what kind of places would you like to play, and where would you like to go?
Oh wow, I've never been asked that before. Um, wow, I wouldn't even know. There's so many great places to play. I think one of the big ones right now is I think it's called the Red Rockies or the Rockies in Colorado. 'Cause I know like it's super popular when it snows there. That would be like a fairy tale to play when it snows.
Yeah,
That'd be
that would be awesome. And I can only dig so much snow. I lived in the north for a while, and one or two good snows are fine. And going to see a performance that would be great. But that's about it. I'm kind of done with the snow. I've done enough shoveling over the years, and although Florida is very very hot. And I do miss some of the cooler weather. I don't miss a lot of the snow though. But if you do can't figure out, where you want to go because nobody's asked you that question, and you need to come down to the Tampa Bay area. We'll hook you up down here and get you playing at our local venue called the Tiki Cove. And, I've kind of, stalled, I should say, long enough, but I got to come back to the two truths and a lie and kind of figure this out. And I didn't really probe you too much with this, just because I didn't want to give anything away. And I don't know that I'm right, but you said that you ride horses, you broke your arm at 8, and you live with 3 dogs and 2 cats. It seems very quiet over there, and that may be intentional though, because normally when I know people live with the cats or dogs, they just kind of somehow make their way on screen. So maybe you have a few doors closed, and maybe that's why they're not. But I'm gonna hope, and like I said, I like to sometimes just choose what I hope to be true, and not necessarily what I know is true. But I do hope that you ride horses because I love them. I don't hope that you broke your arm at 8, but I'm going to say that's true. And I'm going to say the 3 dogs and 2 cats is not true. How did I do?
You're wrong.
I've been on a wrong streak lately. Where
So
did I go wrong?
I've never broken a bone in my body.
Oh, okay. So it's all about the animals. And well, that's awesome that you haven't broken a bone at least, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
I know, I've never felt that pain before, and I'm very grateful for it. No, we locked the dogs away for these 30 minutes. They're normally roaming around, barking at whoever drives by or whoever makes a noise. No, we put them away just so it's nice and quiet.
Yeah, so we got to know then, what kind of dogs and cats do you have?
We have a little terrier, and then we have, I don't know, we got my dog from the animal shelter, and they said she was a hound mix, but she kind of looks like part Dalmatian and part pit bull in there. So we don't really know what our dogs are. And then the terrier we actually found on the street, and when we brought her home, she was pregnant, and so she had babies, and we kept one of her little babies, and she's kind of like a Chihuahua mix. And then the 2 cats we have right now are actually my aunt's.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I'm not a cat fan, so we don't have to elaborate on that if we don't need to. I'd rather talk about the horses. Tell us about that. Do you ride them for fun? Do you do any sport with them?
So I used to barrel race, and I used to compete in gymkhanas. But since cancer, I kind of put that stuff behind me a little bit, but I still do ride quite often. My sister is actually a horse trainer. So she lives and has her own ranch with her husband, and she trains horses. And so whenever I go over there, we always ride, we trail ride, we do arena work. And I actually just did my first competition in a while on her horse earlier this month, I think it was, or maybe last month. And that was really fun to just kind of get back into it. I actually, fun fact, when I first started writing day by day, I was so sad I couldn't say this because of the 2 truths and a lie. Started writing day by day, I was actually riding her horse when it came to me. So
all right. Well, there you go. A nice, interesting fact that we had to wait to the end to post, but that was often awesome that you wanted to play along. And I am kind of on a losing streak these last couple of episodes that I just can't seem to get it right. But you know what? It's about the fun and not necessarily me being right. But everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Sofie Tabesh. Go ahead and follow her. I got the socials down here below to be able to follow her. It doesn't cost anything to do a follow, do a like. But do you have any merchandise that they can purchase?
I do if you come in person. I have yet to put it up on my website yet, but it'll be up on my website soon. I got koozies, keychains, t-shirts. It's on the side. I'm wearing a t-shirt now. What else do I have? I have stickers. I got lots of stuff, lots of fun stuff.
So it's very rare right now because you can't get it on the website. It's very exclusive. So now that means you have to get it, in person. Go do that. Go watch her play. And, hopefully one of these days, I don't know when I'm going to make it back out to California because I just don't get out there very often, but hopefully I do get to see you live. But either way, Sofie, if you ever want to be a guest on Hank's Corner, you're more than welcome to do so.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Been hearing rumors you've been spreading around, saying I cheated with a boy 2 doors down, saying that was the old you can't do no wrong now. Now you're just heartbroken, heart spent, living with regret. He's broke, I'm up, I'm moving, and he's stuck in the past. Man, he done lost his chance. On a real good girl, try to give it, the world took a jump, and now he's stranded. Let him go, look how he landed. Now he's broke, and I'm up. You dug yourself a deep hole, I ain't going down with you. You can blame it on me. What the hell did I do? See you crying to your mama, saying I did you so wrong. Well, take a hard look at the hard facts. You're living with regret. He's broke, I'm up, I'm moving, and he's stuck in the past. Man, he done lost his chance. On a real good girl, try to give it, the world took a jump, and now he's stranded. Let him go, look how he landed. Now he's broke, and I'm up. He done slipped up, now it's over. Can't turn back now, yeah, it's over. He's broke, I'm up, I'm moving, he's stuck in the past. Man, I'm done dealing with that. Oh, he's broke, I'm up, I'm moving, he's stuck in the past. Man, he done lost his chance. On a real good girl, try to give it, the world took a jump, and now he's stranded. Let him go, look how he landed. Now he's broke, and I'm up. Yeah, he's broke, and I'm up.